Welcome back to Big Trouble in Little Podcast. This is a very special episode where we all unanimously have agreed to not be lazy. We actually watched 2 movies. But anyway, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Andy.
I'm Stormy.
No, you're not. You're Chaz.
I am Chaz. Oh, you're right. I'm not a Pokemon.
I'm definitely not a Pokemon, and I'm Joe Dubs.
I'm Zach. I don't know what that shit is.
You don't know what a Starmie is?
I don't know what that shit is. I don't know what Pokemon is.
You know, hey, these are all command cards.
It's
Here you
Pikachu, right?
Yeah, Silver Bullet.
Yeah, Silver Bullet's the Pikachu of Gundam, yeah.
Anyway, what I meant was we watched 2 movies, and there wasn't much reason for it other than we all agreed that we wanted to do it. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to be like, oh, we did all this heavy lifting for this week's episode. We watched 2 Hollywood movies in a week. Hey, life gets in the way, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've all got freaking jobs. Chaz is he's participating at Pokemon on a national level now. Like, come on.
Yeah, if you guys would kindly watch our YouTube and bring it up, and so we get more subscribers, we'll be here forever. We'll do everyday streams. No, I'm kidding. I don't care what you guys do.
I already put up a video every single day. I'll do it twice. Fuck it.
Yeah, we'll do double work. No,
Speaking of double work, yeah. What did we watch and why did we watch it, Dubs? I have follow-up questions.
All right, Terminator Salvation and Terminator Sega Genesis. Genesis.
I think it's actually called a Master System.
Yeah.
When I googled it, I put Dark Genesis. I was like, what are we watching? And Google was like, "What are you asking me?"
You're mixing Dark Fate with Genesis. Yeah,
I figured it out after a minute. But you were gonna have a skip Genesis and go straight to the newest movie. Why?
And I'm actually gonna retcon myself because I remember Genesis being a shitty movie. Now it is still a not good movie. Yeah, but I kind of oversold it being fucking shitty, and it wasn't. I'm gonna show my hand a little bit. I like it more than Salvation.
Oh.
What was that? You cut out.
You broke up.
I said we're gonna have some arguments.
Okay.
I'm curious about that, yeah, because I don't know.
I'm
showing my hand a little bit too. I enjoyed it a little more than the last 2 movies I watched.
Which one?
Genesis.
Oh, okay.
Well, Here, mine is more personal because I'm a Terminator fan, and every time you see future war stuff, it's dark, it's gloomy, it looks like people just fucking hate being there. But in Salvation, it's very I'm fucking a soldier, man. We're gonna fucking blow shit up. Look, John Connor's here. I'm a fucking prophet.
Hoorah!
But,
that's right.
Yeah. But Genesis actually gets the tone right. Now it gets a little
movie. Yes.
Yeah, it gets a little wonky with the whole John Connor bullshit, but I was like, they got it right with the future war.
Both movies have something very much in common. Let me just make one quick point. Both of them, in my opinion, the first act is really, really promising in both movies. Both movies at the beginning, it's like, oh man, this is pretty cool. And then they just they fail to spin plates for the next hour and 20 minutes, and then
yes.
Okay, so instead of doing too much comparison yet, let's just talk about them one at a time. That's okay.
Yep.
Start with Salvation, because I think it's if I have to say so myself, I think it's the cornerstone of the timeline.
Is it just out of canon now? Does Salvation just not count?
None of it counts. That's the point.
Well, yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Especially after Genesis.
No, Genesis actually fixes something, and I thought it was important. And once I realized it, I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to worry anymore about the smooth brain. Things blow up. Terminators show up. It's fine. Yeah. Arnold smiles now. But
here's what Terminator Salvation makes it a thing, makes it popular. Is one Christian Bale. Oh, good for you! If everybody remembers that.
You're fucking professional, yeah.
He didn't ask for the Joker one time. I'm so upset.
Where is he, Rachel?
I mean, you're watching over that, but he's really good in this movie, in my opinion.
Oh no, he actually is. Yeah,
he's genuinely great. I thought.
Yeah, he's great, but everything else, It's a shitty story. I'm being honest with you because it's like,
yeah, the twist is like so fucking obvious from like 600 miles away, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, and they hit a lot of like Genisys does the member berries, but I feel like when they like we got to get CGI fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though they did that in Genisys, but you know he was actually there. But like that was cheesy. The whole him being on the radio, it kind of reminded me of I don't know, some Fallout type of thing going on, like a Fallout video game.
I mean, I kind of like that. Like he's being a leader, even though he's not the leader.
Yeah, and what's up with that too? Like, remember when he ended
that was
on
weird.
Terminator 3?
Why is he not in charge?
Yeah, because he's like, you know,
why is Michael Ironsides in charge?
Because he was in charge until he got blown up. That's what happened. They didn't say when John Connor was in charge, just that he was.
Fair enough. Because even at the end of the movie, he's like, "Oh, there's still a lot of war to go around. Don't you worry."
Well, you need a plot device of conflict, and we can't just go in there. We got to blow stuff up. And oh no, I have to get in there before it's too late. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about that. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he not in charge? Then my second thought was, what the fuck? Where's all the laser guns and shit? Why is everybody still using bullets?
Yeah,
it's like, it's a weird. I feel like Mick G, who directed this movie, kind of wanted to make a war movie, and he just kind of like mixed them up a little bit because like everything is like gritty, real world military. A-10 Thunderbolts and Huey helicopters and little birds, and like it's all just like it's not sci-fi enough for me.
I mean, yeah, and it's like clear, you know, in some of those flashbacks, like especially in the first movie, it's like we saw Kyle Reese get in the back of a Toyota Helix, and he was like shooting at him with a laser machine gun.
That's true. Yeah.
It was a laser gun. It's just he was in the back of a Toyota Helix.
That's a good point, actually. You know, a lot of my favorite parts of this movie are when it gets sci-fi, like those the motorcycle Terminators. Those things are fucking bad as hell. I love those. That's like one of the most exciting parts of the movie is the chase with the two motorcycles when they're in the crane truck. That's great.
Yeah, and then you got the Terminator Gundam, the fucking mech that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's got like 6 arms and stuff. Like the sci-fi stuff is cool. It hits well. And you know, I'm not gonna say A-10s don't kick ass or anything. Like it's just it feels weird.
My problem also is like, what was there, like 3 night scenes, and then everything else was like in the daytime. And I
like that. I like being able to see what's going on.
True.
I realize it's not very Terminator though. That's the thing. Like as a Terminator movie, Salvation might be one of the worst ones. But just as a movie, I kind of like Salvation. It's entertaining, I guess.
I think that's what they wanted. They wanted to make an action movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're like, oh, fucking Terminator. All right, I guess we'll have some robots in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it feels more like. It doesn't feel like a Terminator movie. It feels like an action movie with the Terminator IP. And there's a lot of, like, this movie does a lot of things I noticed right away that didn't fit with the plan. If you go back to number 3, and I could be misremembering this, but number 3 shows very specific things at the very end where things get blown up, and then this movie, like, it kind of slightly adjusts the timeline on when these things happen. The years are a little off on what the ages people should be.
Yes,
doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's already in conflict with when Kyle Reese is supposed to be saved, because back fucking in the first movie he says, I was saved as a child, not as a teenager. Like, there's already like continuity errors, but the reason for that, and it clicked for me in Genisys. Every single time a movie has happened, they have already fucked and altered the timeline.
Yes, they're all alternate universes.
Back, none of the universes actually match. They're all slightly altered. And that's why they can get away with like things that don't match in continuity.
Terminator is an anthology series.
Yeah, exactly. Not a single universe is of itself. That's
and this.
Well, then based on that, Salvation rips.
Oh, sure. I like Salvation. I'm not saying that. I actually like the movie itself, but as far as like thematically with the Terminator movie, it doesn't fit until you realize that. I watched it and was like, oh man, I'm not feeling this. Why are the lasers up there? It's because in this universe, the lasers never happen, and it's okay. And then you get to the next movie, and then that clicked. I was like, oh, and then I looked back at Salvation. And I was like, oh, I kind of enjoyed this. Like, I like the premise of the movie. I know the again, the one thing I really had a problem with was they spoon-fed us way too much of that prequel. It would have been way cooler for us to get that information like very slow drip in flashbacks or something. Like if you would have gotten like I can't remember Marcus, if you'd have gotten his characters like you just met him and got his backstory a little bit, just like little bits at a time. And
yeah,
remember, it would have been way better because
he should have just woken up and had like amnesia or something.
Yeah, he totally could have just been like someone that was there, that was found, and he's like, I don't know what's going on, and that's how we figured out. And then like slowly you get more of the information.
I agree. I agree with Chaz in that I think a lot of this movie's problems stem from how they handle Marcus. It's like I said, you see it coming a mile away. It's kind of boring. It's not a very good like twist. It doesn't add a lot.
Did you guys watch the director's cut or did you watch the regular release?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Regular?
If you rented it or watched it for free, it was definitely regular release. Director's cut,
I have this movie on DVD.
Oh, okay. Like I looked in director's cut, it's a little bit longer. And there's actually, I guess there was a rumor like direct hard cut, but they had to change the original ending of the movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ruining any Zach facts, am I? Anybody have?
No, you can go ahead and tell me.
When I was trying to figure out if it was worth watching the director's cut, I found this allegedly, and this is I guess found in interviews, but it never like showed up on like a deleted scene. In the original script, they were actually going to kill John Connor at the end of this movie, and then Marcus was going to become like the continued leader of the resistance, and it tested very poorly with audience. I don't know why.
That makes me want to see it more than ever.
Yeah, so
like if you told me that was the official ending of the movie, I know I would hate it, but I'm just such a fucking movie hipster. You told me that, and my brain went, "We want that."
That's really cool. It's like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think that would have been pretty bad. I think how they ended it was very predictable. Once they focused on, he's got a heart. I was like, that heart's gonna matter later. And
there is a little bit of Dubs was talking a little bit about having bias based on like nostalgia for these movies. This is the last Terminator movie that I saw contemporarily, like when it came out. I saw this movie in theaters, and one of my favorite movie-going experiences of my entire life. And it's lame because it's associated with this movie, and this movie's not that great. But I was it was like opening weekend or opening week-ish, and the theater was more than half full. And when the thing opens and the Arnold, the T-800 is in there, oh man, the fucking pop from the theater was just so exciting. Really cool. And it plays the music, and everyone's like, "Oh, holy shit!" It's so exciting because they didn't ruin that in any of the trailers. God bless them.
Yeah,
I can see that genuinely being a cool thing because it's a surprise for everyone.
It was really cool.
That's pretty cool.
And they did something that 3 failed to do. They used the theme during the movie.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Yeah. 3 was like, we don't have a theme.
And then the next movie does it constantly.
A little too much, but yeah. We'll get
what'd you think of Kyle Reese in Salvation? Because I was just like, I didn't like the actor. I know it's the Chekhov from like the new Star Trek movies and all that stuff.
I like
Kelvin.
Yeah.
I didn't
Anton Yelchin. It fucked me up though because I haven't seen him for a really long time. He died a while ago now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he died in real life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died in a car accident. He wasn't going fast or anything. It was just some bullshit car accident.
Oh, that sucks.
I know. But he was fucking me up when I was seeing him because I was like, why does he remind me so much of Tom Holland? Like it just bothered me because he just resembles Tom Holland, but you should say Tom Holland resembles Anton Yelchin because he's older.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
but I liked him though, and I liked how they worked in some of his Kyle Reese-isms. Like he did some of his some of his sayings or some of his like his little. My brain farting on like what the word is, but like,
the stuff he said. Yeah,
mannerisms.
I really like. I like the scene where he teaches him to put a rope on your shotgun. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I caught that too. I was like, I suppose so he knows how to do that later.
Yeah, that's clever. I like that. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. I like that they had to like show that John Connor used to ride a dirt bike and fucking listen to Guns N' Roses while he got.
I liked that callback.
Yeah,
they played the same song and shit. It was like, oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And he also had the same like hacking computer thing that he had from Terminator 2 as well. It was like a little flip thing, and he put the little cable in and all that stuff.
It would have been cool if it was the same Atari computer. Like it's because it's some old piece of shit computer. It's like Skynet can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
That would be my explanation.
We don't respond or coexist with the ancient technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an Apple II. Skynet cannot hack it. This is our token ring network. Skynet can also not hack it.
You guys are probably not gonna know. Have you ever heard of like the story about this? It was like on the internet in like the early '90s, but John Titor, he was like a time traveler. Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, safety
stuff?
not guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. So like his reasoning to go back in time was to like find an old computer because they needed it for the future.
They needed it. That's right. Yeah, and I know all
Yeah.
about this. This story's fascinating.
Yeah. So I was like, when Zach brought that up, I'm like, that reminds me of John Titor a little bit.
Yeah. Safety not guaranteed. Wanted, something like that. Yeah.
It's a good. A lot of YouTubers covered it, so just type in John Titor on YouTube and get the story. It's really, really fucking cool.
It is fascinating. It's bullshit, but it's fascinating.
Yeah. Is Skynet like just throwing anything at the wall to pretty much stop John Connor at this point? Because
seems like it.
He went to like the mother, tried to kill the mother, tried to kill John Connor as a kid, tried to kill all his lieutenants and then his wife and all that, and then he goes. Then they create that like Marcus Winters as like a hybrid robot that it was part of the plan all. Yeah, he was part of the plan all along. You brought John Connor to me and all that stuff. And then we'll get into Genisys, but
you
want
to hear something I've thought about, and it's fucked with me a little bit, but obviously it would just ruin the movie. Instead of being so focused on taking care of the lineage of whatever person, they could use this stuff. If they have technology within living tissue, obviously they can store data. Are they not able to store the Skynet virus or whatever Skynet is in existence within one of the T-800s or T-1000s, send it back in time to an earlier stage, and then just use that to incorporate it into technology then?
I guess that's what Genisys kind of did, right?
I mean, sort of.
They still need like a worldwide network for Skynet to like infect. Like you still kind of just have a limited time frame that you can do it in, right? And I guess originally it happened in 1997 anyway. Like, the internet was just becoming the internet in the 90s. We had like the ARPANET or whatever, if you want to be an uber dork about it. But if Skynet took over the ARPANET in 1982 and controlled the computers at MIT and the University of Utah or what the fuck ever, I don't think it's going to take over the world.
Doesn't do enough, yeah. Maybe that's the point, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like there's so many ways to do the time travel thing and actually be successful, as opposed to we're just going to go back and try to kill this person.
The rules obviously don't make any sense, but there was an implication, at least as far as I could tell, that Skynet wanted to do as little as it could get away with in the past because it didn't want to jeopardize its own existence.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because what they did in Genisys, because I thought of like, why not just send like a bunch of fucking robots like all over the place? Like, there's a sense of army across through all times, because Genisys gets kind of crazy on like who sent Pops to the past to save Sarah Connor and all that stuff. Was it Kyle Reese?
Well, when we're not there yet, obviously, but when Sarah Connor's saving little baby Kyle Reese and his family, she does the straight line thing. That's how he learned it, to tell the T-800 to go back to the late 70s to save her and tell her that it's straight line thing. That's what I took away from it.
We'll get to that, because I kind of like what they did with the time loop stuff, because they do a lot of time loop theories in that one. But Skynet is like, it gets a little silly. That's why I like the Terminator franchise, but I hate that they keep it going this long, because time travel is really tricky to write. And when you have time travel in there, there's so many variables that you could just fuck with shit. And to the point where John Connor doesn't matter anymore, and we will get to that in Dark Fate, and even in Genisys a little bit too, where and then it's like, so what's the point of killing John Connor if it doesn't really matter?
This whole exercise made me just have a thought while you guys were talking. I was like, what is Skynet's ultimate goal really? Like, is it just to exist? Is it to enslave the human race? So it's like, okay, if it's so bothered by John Connor, why doesn't Skynet just pack up and leave? It has the capability to like fabricate a bunch of bullshit and create ships and everything. Why doesn't Skynet just go to space?
That's the next one.
Inhabit
Terminator X.
Or create a fucking deadlier nuclear bomb to like kill off the rest of humans, right? Because like that's what they killed them.
There's presently right now on Earth enough nuclear weapons to kill everyone on Earth. What is it, 6 or 8 times or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you can
And
easily kill everyone.
presumably Skynet, levied that technology, and I think they said 3 billion people lived, and the population of the Earth is 6 billion.
It's closer to 7 now. So
Okay, so
6, 7.
there you go.
I know the thing.
And so it seems like Skynet tried to do that and failed.
Yeah.
Well, here's my problem with that. Like, I'm going off of Terminator 3. It happened suddenly. It wasn't like, like in a Cold War, like all the missiles in the sky, we need to get to the bunker and everybody hide and shit. Like literally nobody, and they kind of showed it in the Genisys when the kids in the airplane and stuff and seeing the missiles fucking drop. No one was warned. So like, shouldn't most of the fucking population be dead at this point? And if if I'm Skynet, I would be like, hey, we didn't kill them all. Let's fucking send more nukes. And they're creating fucking robots and like soldiers and stuff. They could create a nuke.
I always wondered, like, in one of them, what they say is Skynet takes over, launches the missiles, and then like Russia and China are like, oh shit, and they start launching missiles too. Or did Skynet take over everything?
I remember in the comic, it was everything.
Yeah,
So,
I thought it was everything this whole time.
So it's more like this is a bit of a deep cut. It's more like AM. It's more like I have no mouth and I must scream rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zach knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
I would imagine if that's the case, then there's got to be a reason that they're not intentionally just wiping everyone out. Which then we don't know exactly what that purpose is, but there.
Yeah,
must
why
be
are they
some
rounding up
purpose.
people in both of the movies we watched? I mean, in the first one, in Salvation, presumably it's because they're doing research to create their stupid little infiltration units, I guess.
I think
guess
I think that's what they're doing, but I also think it from a directorial point of view is that they just stole that from like War of the Worlds, the one with Tom Cruise, because they had
Like Skynet would have no purpose for prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I remember Kyle Reese in Terminator 1 saying something about fucking camps or something. Like they put them in camps
they're
anyway.
like slave and work camps that they eventually were exterminated. So again, they're using them for something. And that's kind of what I figured is like, hey, there's got to be a purpose to keeping some alive. So
yeah, you gotta have humans that oil those points on your joints that you can't reach.
Yeah,
But they show that the Terminators can do most of that stuff. It shows one driving a truck.
Yeah, it does. Except, when Arnold was like, his hand fucks up because he has robot arthritis or something.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah,
but not obsolete.
Not obsolete. Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry to bring up like Genisys all the time because we're gonna cover that movie too. But like,
Honestly,
Skynet,
there's more to discuss with Genisys. I'll just say that.
Yeah, Skynet in that one, he like when they were having a conversation, like, why are you doing this to humans? It almost had like a sympathy in some way. Like they were also being like, "Oh, you guys are fucking dangerous. You guys have nukes and like weapons. We need to like calm that down." They were almost like flirting with like Skynet was not really trying to kill humans, but just sort of like a variable that might kill the Earth, and they thought it was wrong.
I mean, the idea is that the moment it gains sentience, it realizes we're a threat to existence.
Yeah, they say that in one of the movies. Skynet is just trying to protect itself, and it sees mankind as the number one threat to its existence, which makes sense. Is true.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of are the biggest threat to literally everything on this planet.
Yeah, humans suck.
Yeah, we do.
All right,
We
let's
suck.
settle
Yeah.
Yeah, relax. So slow down.
I want to move on. Salvation's fine. I like it pretty well, only because it's fun. I like motorcycle Terminators a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it. It took the other movie for me to finally click and say, okay, I can let go of the discontinuities.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys pointed that out because I'm too stupid to have realized that. And now that you said that, I kind of appreciate every Terminator movie a tiny bit more.
Exactly, I do too, because it's like, oh, they don't have you don't have to be stuck on the details because that's the point. Every time they go back, they have messed it up. It's literally just upshifting a little more and a little more, just different.
The only linear timeline that they have was, in my opinion, 1, 2, and maybe loosely 3. After that, everything's alternate universe at this point because it's time travel. All right.
I think there's little problems with all of them, and that's okay though. But if you look at it that way and realize every time they did anything to go back, they altered it in some way, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. And I guess they kind of like showed the rules on that in 2 or 3 when they delayed Judgment Day or whatever. I recommend it, even though I kind of like shitted on Salvation a little bit, but it was like tiny nitpicks for me. I'm always gonna love every Terminator movie. Dark Fate, I don't know yet. I have to rewatch it. I hated Genisys, and then all of a sudden I kind of liked it. So like maybe Dark.
We're gonna have to discuss it.
I never watched either of these movies, and Salvation was fine. I'd recommend it. It's just a generally fine movie. Like it's nothing. Like it's not a mind blowing.
Yeah, it's not Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I like it. It's very middle of the road, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's fine.
Zach, what about you?
Yeah, it's all right. I remember thinking that too when I first watched it in the theater. I was like, it was okay. And I don't know, like I did a little bit of digging on it too, and I found out like they had all these plans to make like a new trilogy, and obviously it fell through because this movie didn't make back the money it really needed to. It didn't even really break even, believe it or not. And it's crazy because they put so much marketing behind it.
Yeah, I remember it was everywhere.
Yeah, they had all these tie-ins and shit and everything.
I platinumed the Terminator 3 video game. It's a shitty video game, but I platinumed it.
There's an ad for it at the beginning of the DVD.
I know Andy mentioned the director McGee. Like I forgot who directed this movie. Like,
isn't that weird that he did it?
It's so weird because he's just kind of like this guy that did like a little bit of. He did like that We Are Marshall movie.
He did We Are Marshall, and he did Charlie's Angels.
And it's like those were like marginally successful movies, but it's like okay, we want this guy to helm Terminator. It's what the fuck.
And then did you guys have? I'm curious because you guys were local to that. A total sidebar. Did you guys have like kids in your like school that were extras in the We Are Marshall movie? Did you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that at the end of the movie they have a shot of the fountain, and they said anyone who wants to be in the movie just come to campus this day. And you could have just gone. I could have. I just decided not to.
Yeah. I think I was. I just had to be on campus that day anyway, so I think I might have been in there.
So you're in it.
Like the high school. So when I was in high school, they had the theater group. They like got an invitation, and whoever wanted to go at that time could go. Of course,
why didn't we pick?
What?
I'm sorry. Why didn't we pick that for McConaughey? That would have been a fucking. That's like your guys.
We discussed it. It came up. It's just I think we've all seen it, and we're just kind of meh on it.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's just you live somewhere when a movie gets made. It kind of gives you an opinion of it.
It's like I had to explain where I'm from in so many ways by movies. It's like, hey, I was born and raised in an October Sky, and then I went to college at We Are Marshall.
I've always kind of made the same joke because I was living in Point Pleasant when they made Mothman Prophecies, and then I went to Marshall and they made We Are Marshall. So I guess they're just going to make movies about wherever I'm living.
Eventually they'll make a movie about the Virginia Tech Massacre, and I'm like, I did my other training there, and
and then I played Fallout 76.
But yeah, this whole thing just rolls into like you look who the screenwriters were too for this movie. It was like this duo, John Briccato and Michael Ferris. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? What they do? They did like a bunch of bullshit direct-to-video movies.
Yeah.
Until they got lucky with The Net in '95.
So this is all just action movie by committee, safe pick kind of stuff. That's why it's so middle of the road. That's why we're all like, it's fine because it is fine.
Well, what's funny too is with my theory, and maybe part of it's just cope. I'm giving way too much credit to to like the theory of what the movie could be, and it's totally just coincidental, and they didn't mean for it to happen. But I genuinely don't think that's a theory that exists until Genisys happens, because Genisys goes so over the top with going out of the way of not being continuous that it's the only way to explain it, right? So I think Genisys is smart in that it allows for that, but that doesn't make any sense at all until you've watched that movie. So like if you literally watch these movies in a row up to Salvation, you're like, all right, well that looks like they just like needed to do something with that IP and really wanted to make an action movie. So fuck it, I guess this is what we get. We'll watch this turd. And like again, a shitty Terminator movie, good action movie. But then you get the other movie, and it almost like retcons that and allows it to be a better movie.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
And it's okay. I'm okay with it. Like that's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of how I choose to look at these two. The same way you said, it just didn't take a movie for me to come to that conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
But two more things, I'll let this go. These same guys also wrote Catwoman in 2004. I just want to say and they wrote Terminator 3. So they did 3, and then they did this, and they did Catwoman before that.
So they got the writers of 3 back, huh?
Yeah, they're not good. So just in general, if
a lot of nepotism in that industry, I think.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
they have anything to do with Wolverine Origins?
No, it didn't have anything fucking to do with that. But
okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's like this just rolls into that whole thing I have where it's like, why do these fucking movie production studios pick these fucking nobodies to like helm these huge projects? Like, I don't understand it.
Well, I think you can get the best screenwriter in the business every single time. How much money do you want to spend?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah, like in 3, they had to pay Arnold $30 million or whatever the fuck. They didn't have Arnold this time, though. They didn't have anybody to pay a huge salary to. I mean, Christian Bale was just starting to be somebody, but we don't live in the same timeline anymore where you could have stars in movies and that sells the movie. Like, that time's over with by this point, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, open the book and hire some people who know what the fuck they're doing. Like, I don't get it.
Another thing, oh shit, now I already lost my train of thought. Damn it, I'll come back to it. I had another point about the movie, but anyway, we can continue on to Genisys. You guys
I'm done. Sorry, I just wanted to get this shit out of the way.
I have a pop quiz for everyone. This is the segue that I wanted to use to get from Salvation to Genisys.
Yeah.
And it had me questioning whether or not I know how to be critical about movies. Salvation was lacking something that every other Terminator movie has, and it's not laser guns. A storytelling thing that every other Terminator movie has, including Genisys, that Salvation does not have. Do you know what it is?
A flashback? No, not a flashback.
And not time travel either.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you put me on the spot here.
That's fine. It's a trick question anyway. You guys are gonna it when I say it. A strong female character.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem like the Terminator thing to have?
It wasn't that like at this time, like the whole like fucking woke bullshit that like goes on today wasn't big in my opinion. I never heard
that has nothing to do with it. Terminator 1, 2, 3, they all have strong female characters. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Salvation moved away from not having that. Yeah, you're literally looking at this like movie that was about 2 bros, and it just had the side plot of this character who was a love interest.
That's another indication to me that it's just an action movie, because it's not a Terminator movie. It doesn't have a strong female character. And I'm not trying to be like super woke or anything. It's just I'm serious. Like, I think Terminator needs that. I think the next movie overcompensates a little bit, but that's fine.
I remember when I first saw this movie, I was like, Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor does not work. But when I watch it now, I'm just like, it kind of works based off of what her situation is. Because, like, again, when you watch these movies linear as like a time, it just doesn't work. When you look at time as irrelevant and just all over the place, it kind of works with Genisys. Like, obviously, so like you said, Kyle Reese sent back a Terminator to go protect Sarah Connor in the 70s, and then it changes all that timeline and stuff.
It's a shame because she does a really great job. actress wise. Like she's really
like
good.
her.
But she's like fucking 4 foot nothing. Like she's so unintimidating.
Yeah, it shows her like when they're
not her
doing
fault. I get it, but still, come
they're
on.
taking their photos at the police station. I think it said she was barely 5'3". I'm like,
I mean,
"Damn,
even when she's standing next to, I mean, Arnold's not even a tall guy. Arnold is famously pretty short, but she's like so diminutive next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at first I was like, she looks like I didn't realize this was Emilia Clarke at first. Just because I'm used to her being Daenerys or whatever, and I don't even fucking watch
Khaleesi,
whatever. See, I don't know those characters. It's like Pokemon. But I was like, she's giving me Claire Redfield vibes too much from the remake. So that's what
oh my
she
god,
really looks
yeah,
like.
dude. I didn't even like piece that together. Yeah, you're right.
And then I was like, I looked at like, oh, it's her. Okay. And then like after a while, I was like, she kind of vaguely almost looks like Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2 a little bit in that get up.
Yes, a little bit.
She's just short, that's all.
There's a lot of weird casting in this movie. I fucking do not like what John Connor looks like. I don't know why. I just his face.
You know what I thought though? Hang on a second. I was like, why the fuck did they pick that guy to be John Connor? And then I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, you know what? If you dial his age up about 30 years, let him live through all that bullshit. That does kind of look like Eddie Furlong if he led a really hard life and he got fucked up.
The thing is, he is good casting for a villain.
Yeah.
But
He's got a villain face.
You get to know him as John Connor first, and that's why I was like, that's not who I would see as John Connor. But then when he's a bad guy, it's like, oh no, this clicks. But it's too late. I see him as John Connor. Also, at the beginning of the movie, when John Connor gets attacked, when Kyle Reese is going back, I went, "Why is David Tennant in this movie?"
Yeah.
And then it took me like the whole movie to be like, "Oh, it's fucking Matt Smith." God damn it.
Yeah. By the way, you're still kind of right because they're both Doctor Who's.
All right, that's why I said that. That's why I was out. Doctor Who's this movie? It's David Tennant. Of course it is.
I did that Leo thing, the meme where I was like, Doctor Who is in this movie, and he like suffocates him and shit and all that stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, this movie, like the casting, like threw me off. Obviously, they brought back Arnold because people wanted it, and I do have a fun fact, Zach. I don't know if you had this, but James Cameron endorsed this movie publicly. But later on, said he said that because he was helping out his friend Arnold.
Yeah,
He recanted that statement later.
Yeah,
he did the same thing for Salvation. He's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then like after a while, after a couple of years, he's like, no, it kind of sucked actually.
Yeah,
of course he said that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The premise of this is, again, if you look at it like, oh wait, we're using different actors and we're doing the loop of the same thing, but we're replacing. Like the premise and the theory of it's kind of cool, especially once
the
you
beginning
realize.
is sweet. The beginning is very fan servicey. They're back in the 80s. There's 2 Arnolds. The T-1000 is in the 80s, but why? And then they got to fight it. That stuff's awesome.
Yeah, the whole first 20 minutes of this movie, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god, because I didn't know how much stuff they actually did.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. It was fucking me up, and then like I was like, "Oh, okay, now I'm settled." And I was like, "All right." But,
yeah. They try to make Arnold the Terminator a punchline too often. I'm gonna say that just right off the bat.
Yeah, they kind of went to that well too much.
You can do it 2 or 3 times, but if you do it too often, he's not intimidating anymore. Now he's a punchline.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's Pops now. He's supposed to be
exactly
cuddly.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like. He should be a big scary robot man.
This is the timeline where he's a big cuddly teddy bear robot.
Yeah, he smiles.
Yeah,
dude, that smile is creepy, but like it's funny.
Not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit. It's pretty funny.
Every time he does that, I laugh. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
And I don't know why, and I said it in Messenger, but I laughed my ass off with like the picture of Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor in the Polaroid.
Yeah, that was the first like audible. What the fuck? When I was watching this movie.
When I know what you're saying though, because she looks so different in that picture. I'm like, that doesn't. It's like, who the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be Sarah Connor? And then it shows
they even used the right picture in Salvation, didn't they? I feel like we see it at some point.
Yeah. They used it.
That's what makes it so extra jarring. And then Bill Paxton's not. It's just I was annoyed because like no one looks the same, and they recast everyone fine, but then Arnold's still in it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold doesn't change because regardless of the universes, Arnold looks the same because Skynet creates what they see as the perfect human specimen or whatever in cyborg form.
He's a product.
He's just him, so it's okay that he's the same,
they
but everyone else can be different.
They should have taken another chance on like a big dumb. They should have got someone out of WWE or something. They should have taken another chance on someone who can't act. Batista, this would have been the right time for that.
John Cena, he just keeps getting back up.
Yeah,
John Cena would be a good T-1000. Like he could pose as a fake cop and shit. And just,
there you go. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
well, I read that.
Why did they change the T-1000 too? Why is he an Asian guy?
That's what you could have cast Robert Patrick again and CGI de-age him and shit. But maybe he was busy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys. I got a question for you guys because I am so confused, and me as a Terminator fan, it's just time travel. How did Sarah Connor know that Kyle Reese is the father of her future child?
Because Arnold told her.
Arnold told her, yeah.
Because Kyle knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyle,
that's how they don't really come out and say it, but in the conversation they have, like that's what.
Yeah. Here's your timeline.
Now you can mate or whatever.
Young Kyle gets saved by his future wife. He's a little confused, but gets the information from his future self. Later, he meets John Connor. John Connor, who also has the said information, fills him in on whatever he needs to know. Something else happens that we didn't get to see, but he knows he has to send Arnold back. So Arnold goes back, then tells Emilia Clarke. And again, he gets caught in that time. They call it a nexus point, and that's how he gets. He is aware at least of other timelines, and that's what opened up the theory of there are fractured timelines. There's got to be more than one.
There has to be for this movie to work.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, but they say that because the nexus point would affect it. Like that's the theory is it has to cause something different to happen, which does. Therefore, that's what you're seeing every time you watch one of these movies. Every time a movie, they go back and they go back to the past. They have irreparably changed the future, and what you were watching is never the actual original timeline anymore. It is a mirror of it that's slightly changed in some way. That's okay. It makes it work at least. You don't think too hard about it.
I just didn't connect it really well because I was like, wait a second. How do they know? Because they don't really outright say that Kyle Reese or whoever sent the pops to the 1970s. I'm just like, wait, so did he have the knowledge that Kyle Reese is the father in some way? It just didn't translate well to me.
Well, no, that's okay. The only thing that gives you that, it's an inference, and it's it's good that a movie would still do this. It's bold of them to not tell the audience member everything, but they only lead you with literally the thing of her hand. Like it's that literal thing that happens there that ties it all together. Because the only three people in the movie that know that are Kyle Reese, Emilia Clarke, and Arnold or Pops. So that has to be the loop. Otherwise, that or there's extra information we don't know about. Like it's possible that she told John, and then John told Kyle, but again, at some point Arnold had to find out. So someone sent Arnold back, and it had to happen. So,
and I like how they had to change it now, where an app that controls everything is what causes the new Skynet in this timeline.
I didn't like that, and I didn't like it for several reasons. But consider this. There's a Alphabet, Google is going to release an amazing new, the stupid Hey Google things. They're going to release a new one, and it's going to integrate everything. Even the military is going to use it. Okay, in this hypothetical situation, terrorists like militant separatists bomb Google HQ. Does that prevent that product from launching?
Maybe.
Well, it always changes, right? Because there's always Judgment Day is inevitable and all that stuff.
My point is the product is in people's hands. They're just waiting for it to go active with that little countdown timer. So is the only server that contains that software at Skynet HQ? I doubt it.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, and I know I'm nitpicking because it's a movie and it's you have to suspend your brain a little bit. But if I was Skynet, because they did this whole fucking stupid countdown thing, and they kind of did it near the end where the countdown was going faster, just fucking do 0, right? Just launch it.
No, he's got to
Why didn't they just launch
evolve.
it?
He's not. His brain hasn't expanded.
I hate that so much. Why did they personify Skynet? Skynet should be an amorphous, like terrorizing.
Oh, that's what we didn't talk about
thing.
in Salvation.
But again, Skynet apparently evolved or changed differently in a different universe, which is
to be something
also,
lame
like,
and dumb. Yeah.
Oh no, for sure. But like that's part of it. Is in itself, it's a little different. But whatever. I mean, they have to have for plot reasons. Oh, we have to go to this destination and do this. What did you guys think of John Connor as far as like the actual villain portion, like when he's taken over, like the concept of the newest Terminator being this like nanobot type of thing?
Yeah. It was interesting because it's kind of still John Connor in a way, even though like Sarah Connor kept on saying
I don't like it.
That's
either.
Not John Connor.
I don't like that they did that. I feel like what they should have done is like it's just a fucking Terminator that chooses to be John Connor to fuck with him or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
Dubs, you want to finish your thought before I heap on you?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's just like this is like writers and producers and directors like literally trying to do everything that they can with this character and situations.
Someone thought it would be clever.
So
it is unexpected. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, like I remember seeing this in the movie, and people were kind of like your situation with the Arnold coming out of the doorway. I had something similar like that, but people were like gasping in the theater when they were just like, "Oh my god, John Connor's a Terminator! What the fuck?" And then they're like, "Is he just like a Terminator where he's assimilated?" But not really, because he's kind of like taking it. He's
I don't like that. It's dumb. It's
Sith.
like they're not the Borg. They're Terminator.
Yeah.
They want to kill mankind. They
this
had
timeline.
John Connor.
Yeah.
They could kill him. They would kill him.
But the only reason they ever lose is because John Connor stops them. So if they turn John Connor into that's something that's on their side, then
Yeah, like
it's
all
really
this
dumb.
shit,
I
killing
agree.
Sarah Connor, killing Kyle Reese, that is only so that they can kill John Connor. That is the only thing they care about. And they get John Connor and they use him to
create Skynet.
Yeah, make sure Skynet launches
in 2017.
Yeah. It would have made more sense if.
Especially if there are other alternate timelines, you control your timeline now. You've got John Connor. Just slit his throat.
Yeah, they literally could just
dumb.
kill him.
I didn't like it at all. Also, the whole he's made of nanobots thing is stupid. I don't like it. The T-1000 is way scarier, in my opinion.
Yeah, the whole liquid thing.
Yeah.
Well, especially because you find
think
out his weakness is fucking magnets.
Magnets,
It's like, oh,
yeah.
wait, he's magnetized? Oh, okay, cool. We'll ruin him.
Again, I think that's just like they did the T-1000 so much they were trying to do something different, which is, I guess, is okay. But
I get it. I mean, they kind of got it in the second movie. They kind of like nailed it because like the T, whatever it's called in Terminator 3, is not as scary as the T-1000, and nothing, even the motorcycle Terminators aren't as scary as the T-1000. And and now even John Connor bot isn't as scary as the T-1000. T-1000 is just like that's peak. That is peak Terminator.
It's so peak that Arnold turns Super Saiyan, turns into a T-1000 at the end.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
He got an upgrade.
I got an upgrade.
At first, I was like, as soon as I saw that, where he's like, they're like looking at the T-1000 pool, and he's like, "Don't worry, it's harmless until you put a computer chip in there." And then you watch him get thrown in there, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna survive."
I see what's gonna happen. What I thought, maybe I'm an idiot, but I thought this was like painted on the wall. He was like, "Oh, don't worry, it has to be a computer thing." And they keep like shooting the stupid little cameras that make Skynet. I thought Skynet was gonna like, well, fine, and then Skynet was gonna go in the T-1000 juice and just become a big, giant, scary T-1000 Skynet monster.
That'd have been crazy.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, oh, I see what's going to happen. And then it didn't. I was like, okay.
It's a movie, not a video game. It's a fucking video game. Boss.
Hey, you're right. That would happen if this was Resident Evil. That would have happened.
I know it's Vince Minor in it, but I really enjoyed that J.K. Simmons had this role where they were like crazy cop that like was involved in the original one. Gets saved this time instead of dying.
It's fun.
And
they gave him just enough to do. Like they didn't like make him alter everything. I don't know. He's just fun. I just like J.K. Simmons.
I found out that he improv'd like most of his lines in that movie. Like
really?
nothing was part of the script. He just did it on his own.
That rules.
Yeah.
I imagine him being like, "Yeah, robots and time travel, man. These fucking robots." Like,
He had some funny lines from what I recall.
He did.
See,
Yeah.
that's who should have been funny, not Arnold. It should have been J.K. Simmons every time.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold can only be funny 3 times.
3 times. That seems right. The magic rule of 3s in comedy.
One of the funniest lines he had was when, remember, he sends them to fucking 2017, and he's like, "I'll take the long way."
Traffic. Okay.
And then no, not stuck in traffic. It's like
Okay.
after all that shit, and then they go to the hideout where he has all the stuff. He's like, "How'd you have all this time to do this?" "I helped build all this." He's like, "I was a construction worker." He's like, "Hey, so what happened?" He's like, "I got laid off."
You're right. I snickered at that. You're right.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
one's
yeah.
not me.
Mm-hmm.
it's like, because he's a little better at passing as a human, I guess, in this timeline. So it's just I just imagine that whole scenario play out. But that was another one that got me, is like when he got stuck in the traffic and he just stopped and he saw them up on like that fucking overpass or whatever. He's like, "Hey, get out of the way, asshole!" I thought he was gonna say "fuck you, asshole." That's what I would have had.
That
to
would've
say.
been
Oh,
the move.
yeah. I mean, that's what he said in the original. Yeah.
I mean, they do a callback of the own movie. He says "bite me," so
Yeah, it's fine. It's still good.
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
so
I
he
was
couldn't
about-
say "fuck you, asshole." I guess. Okay.
Yeah,
They get
about-
one F-bomb.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a question for you guys. How would, because a little fact, by the way, this was another movie that was supposed to be a trilogy. There was supposed to be like fucking a TV show that was mixed into this, and then a video game as well. But let's just get that out of our brains. Do you think that the ending should have been that John Connor was dead, and then Sarah Connor gets to like choose her path in the future in some way, which she kind of does, but
That's
I
what
kind of
happens.
wish,
Yeah, they get
yeah,
to live
but I
happily
kinda-
ever after. Choose
I kind of wish that Pops was dead for real, and I wish John Connor was dead for real, because I think they were floating the fact that John Connor was still alive. That was kind of ambiguous when he died, because they're like, yeah, he's dead, whatever. They kind of just didn't explain it. I would have enjoyed if they just ended it on this fact that like they changed the timeline and everything's back to normal. I would have enjoyed that happy ending, but because this is a franchise and they want to milk the shit out of it, it wasn't like that. Yeah, fucking Arnold had an upgrade. He's now the T-1000. And Kyle Reese.
Does that carry over? Is the next movie a direct sequel to this or not?
No.
It's supposed to be a direct sequel to Terminator 2.
Christ.
Yeah.
Even though we already had that.
Yeah, because we get Linda Hamilton back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now, I think that there's a cool premise here, and I don't know if they'll ever touch on this, but similar to the way that the Zelda series has decided just to like fuck with timelines and how they've decided to tie in timelines, they have something here where they could do this thing where it's like there's always a John Connor. John Connor itself doesn't matter. It's that someone will always step up to be John Connor.
Oh yeah, like a Link. I see.
Yeah. So like those pieces always. There's always a Guardian. There's always going to be an inevitability of Skynet happening, but it's going to be stopped. And like that could be a cool premise to touch on. How like you could like completely end up like sideswiping.
That's what Terminator should have been. I always thought, because 1 and 2 both have what you're saying. Like there's a helpless person in the past. It's either Sarah Connor or it's John Connor as a child. Someone comes back to protect them. Someone comes back to murder them. And there needs to be all 3 of those roles. And they should have just transplanted that a couple more times. And 3 kind of did, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know.
And then like again, you get back to the point that like okay, Skynet can think they're going to win, but the reality is fate's kind of locked in its own way. No matter what you're trying to do to change past or future, like those pieces are always going to come together. And that could be an interesting thing in like how does Skynet try to manipulate the board, so to speak, to get around that.
Get back, yeah.
Because
it's a virus in 3. It's question mark in 4. It's a Google device in 5. That's interesting. I think you're right. You should write the next Terminator.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, do it. And then pitch it to James Cameron.
What if instead of like the Terminator,
just make them all blue? He'll go.
What if the Terminators were like in the form of small, cute monsters, and they were all stored in these small balls that you threw out?
Whoa!
Wait, isn't that Pokemon? No, I'm kidding.
I choose you, Arnold.
The next Skynet is like a Pokemon Go knockoff or something.
Yeah, it's Team Rocket, naturally.
Let's do it.
I choose you, Liquid Chew.
Pokemon is a neural net processor, learning computer.
Trying to think what else to talk about in this movie.
I think I got it all out. I said all the stuff I wanted to say.
Oh, we did touch on something early. The music. They really leaned hard into like the original theme.
They use the theme so much. They make up for so much lost time from 3 and 4.
That's what I'm saying. They got to make up for lost time for 3 and 4.
Like once or twice, it was like, yeah, cool, and then they do it like constantly. Like he jumps out of the helicopter and goes through the blades, and they play the music. Then I was like, you didn't earn that one. That one was unearned.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
I also want to point out 1970s fucking pops with a fucking RPG on his shoulder with that sunglasses. I was like, fuck yeah, that was cool.
It does rip. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was a great look for him.
Those sunglasses were pretty rad.
Yeah.
I only just thought about this. What I would have liked instead of what they did is, I mean, John Connor's the stupid nanobot guy, and he like keeps coming back like a Terminator does. There should have been like 5 of him. There should have been like 5 John Connors, and then maybe also the real, not evil John Connor running around as a mindfuck. And that way, when stuff happens, like he destroys a whole helicopter by falling through the rotor blades, it means something because they killed one of the 5 evil John Connors or something.
Yeah, could have done that because if it's nanobots, like his cells can still replicate. They literally could just make as many as they needed to.
Yeah, so like, it's not as fun because he didn't kill him. They just like delayed him or whatever.
But if you had multiple and stopped it, I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, good, we got one of them. That's a victory.
Yeah,
that's
I will say this, and maybe it's dumb. I did just visually whenever his his skin gets torn off, and it's just showing like what the nanobot skeleton looks like. When I think it's like when he gets ripped apart, and he's like slowly kind of forming back together, and he starts beating Arnold's ass. I think it visually looks really cool. I don't know if you guys think
it does look great.
Weird carbon fiber human type of thing. It looks really cool, but it just falls a little flat as opposed to, again, it's like you said before, T-1000 was peak. It's really hard to like get that. It's lightning in a bottle.
Kind of nailed it, yeah.
I also laughed when he like took his scars off with his fucking nanobots. I was like, that's fucking stupid. It makes you less badass that way. I'm sorry.
He worked for Google. John Connor infiltrated Google, and he became like their lead tech guy.
Yeah. Hey, he's like I hate to bring it up, like Elon Musk in a way, where he's just like, I'm creating this like app and stuff, and it's gonna control everything. It's gonna be great for the citizens.
Oh yeah, and he stole all the stuff that he knew about. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly like it.
I fucking sold this like it was a shitty movie, and I kind of like it now. I mean, it's
not
still
like a smart movie.
Yeah,
but it's fun. I had fun watching it.
Yeah, I was entertained.
There was dumb things that happened. Like to me, like this will sound like I'm insulting it a bit, but it almost, and maybe this was an inspiration for it a little bit. They probably saw all those superhero movies and they thought, what if we made a Terminator movie? It's like one of those.
Yeah, actually, it does seem more coded that way.
Because that's what I got. That's the vibe I got from this more heavily than anything else. Is like, this reminds me of like an MCU movie, kind of.
Especially the way they do Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's more just like a heroine now. Like there's no, I don't know. I felt like my heroes were less imperiled during this movie. It was just kind of
Kyle Reese was almost like the guy that didn't really know what the hell was going on the whole time, and he had to play catch up. It was really him.
Yeah, I could. When I first watched this movie, I was annoyed that Kyle Reese was kind of like fucking stupid. But now that I think about it, like, yeah, it's like the timeline has changed. So like everything that John Connor said was gonna happen didn't happen. So he's like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is there another Terminator like being a father figure for you? What the fuck is going on?
Do you think, here's an idea real quick. Do you think this could have worked a little bit better if instead of like take out the adult Kyle Reese completely? And what if you just went with the child Kyle Reese? Somehow he gets like you have to change how the whole movie works almost, but you can keep some of the same elements, but instead of having adult Kyle Reese, he's a child.
Seems a lot like Terminator 2.
I mean,
Yeah.
this would be a kind of a cool concept. Okay, hear me out. Kyle Reese gets there and gets killed pretty much immediately, and you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck is?" And then you have to figure out, well, wait a second, how does that make sense? Like they can still explain it because even in this movie, at a point they explain how he could, like, oh, he can't kill us. If you kill us, he won't exist. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, they already explain within that they can kill them and it doesn't matter. So like. There's a way for it all to exist because of fractured timelines.
And he kind of showed like exposition in a way that like when he was a child, when he got taught the whole, the palm thing, like remember he said like when I saw you, you were just beautiful,
yeah,
and all that stuff. So like he still had feelings in a way, but it's kind of weird. Like oh, a child likes fucking an adult.
Well, we're getting into weird shit with timelines, but like the way timeline works is like we move in a linear pattern regardless of where we are in our point of time. So if I were to travel 20 years back and then come forward and then go further up and then go back again, I'm still traveling in my own timeline in that linear way. So it's not to say that Kyle Reese couldn't have gone back to the past or to a certain point, a separate time, still made John Connor, but then later at a different point, then went back and then was killed. Like, it's weird, it's fucked, but again, it's fractured timelines, and it's all bullshit, and that's why you shouldn't think too hard about it. Just
I can't.
Let's all.
Yeah. I can't wait to see your guys' opinions on Dark Fate because like there's a scene in there where you're just like, okay, what? Like what happens now?
Yes or no? Is it better than this movie?
What, Dark Fate?
Yeah.
He still needs to rewatch it.
I need to rewatch it. But I'm trying to think right now.
Most people say no. Most people think.
I disagree because I think that's when the woke shit started fucking happening. By the way, like where everybody was being like anti-woke, but like oh fucking female Terminator like is protagonist and all that stuff. So
I do remember people were making a really big deal about that at the time.
Yeah, so I think it's same as Genisys, but let me watch it and then I'll give you my answer on that, Andy.
I mean, yeah, you'll have to give us your answer.
Yeah,
rank them.
Would you recommend this movie?
Yes.
Sure. If you like Terminator, it's like you're not too fucking up your own ass. But Terminator's perfect. 1 and 2, nothing else.
I used to be like
don't
that.
Don't watch this movie without having watched them.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, you have to. So,
watch the masterpieces of 1 and 2 before you watch this.
Yeah, the duology.
My good, could you imagine if this was the first Terminator movie you watched?
Oh my god!
What the fuck's actually happening?
You have to stop.
I forgot my gummy.
That's me every day. So I'm guessing, Andy, do you recommend this?
I guess. Lightly.
So you like Salvation more than Genisys?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Hipster.
I like Genisys over Salvation now.
But I like them both over Terminator 3.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
And we're going to talk about that next week. That's right. Boy, oh boy.
I agree with you guys, but we'll get to that next week. Is it time? Are we going to see it? Is it going to happen?
Oh, the Silent Stinger.
I feel bad for people who only listen to the audio version of this because they'll never understand.
No, that's funny though because they're just like, "What's happening?" And then they'll have to go to the YouTube channel to go see it. So if you want to go see it, come to YouTube, Big Trouble Media,
and then they'll see it and they'll be underwhelmed.
Yeah, it's a clip of Rob Van Dam getting hit by a chair from a fan who's dressed like Sting, and he takes his mask off, and it turns out it's actually Sting. All things on Spike Television. Those are all things that really happen.
It's just Ronald Reagan getting shot. That's it. There you go.
Wow.
John Lennon told him to do it.
Yeah.
Good shot.
I like catching the rye. Anyway. Who's going first?
Oh, this is post credit scene. This is where we discuss what we've watched, played, and done throughout the week. Okay, go.
Andy's
okay.
Andy,
I'll go ahead and go first. I actually didn't play a lot of Gundam card games this last week. Work has sucked out loud, but I'm still working through Sopranos. I'm in the final season. I'm working through Akira. I'm on volume 2 now. Is there anything else to discuss before I get to the bigger stuff? The Forza Horizon 6 came out, and I was thinking about not buying it, but then I bought it like last minute. I was like, I'm gonna order it and have it on Friday because it was a long weekend coming up anyway. Yeah, it's fun. It's just like 4 and 5, but more. So if that's what you want, then it exists. It's been reviewing real well, and people seem to like it. It's still got some like cringy, dumbass NPCs and a few other things that could be improved, I guess. But honestly,
yeah, but I don't play that for like the fucking. I hate those people.
I mute it. I straight up mute the game and listen to podcasts sometimes because all I'm doing is driving around and doing basic ass races and then spending like 50 minutes painting a car. That's my favorite thing to do. Listen to music and podcasts and work on my cars.
I watched a YouTuber like being like, look at the fucking graphics, man. They look fucking stupid. And I'm just like, I got it.
It looks great.
Yeah, I went on PC Game Pass and got it for $14.99. So whatever. Like, who cares? Like, I play
People
the
say
game.
This game looks bad.
The MP, like the characters and all that stuff. Like
it's a car game.
It's about the environment and the car.
Oh no!
Yeah.
God damn.
But yeah,
it's
the
like
car's gorgeous.
It's like if you bought a wrestling game. It's like the people in the crowd look fucking like shit. It's like, it's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do this cute little plot about you and 2 of your friends are like trying to do stuff, and they took a step in the right direction from 5, but they didn't go far enough. So it's
less cringy than 5 because that's something I didn't like about 5. There's like that ridiculous ass like
5 is the worst one that I've played. 1 I think is the best concept of the story because you really are nobody and you work your way up. That's what I want. And 4 it was kind of like that. I didn't play 2 and 3. 4 is kind of like that. 5 is just like you're a superstar, like right out of the gate. Oh my god, you're so amazing. I'm gonna suck your dick. I hate that's characters and story in 5. And this one's doing that some. It's more or less like it's you and these 2 other losers, and you're doing your best, and obviously, you're succeeding. But you're succeeding kind of quickly, and people are noticing you. But I really wanted the game to be like, here's a piece of shit. Good luck. That's what I wanted to happen. But they give you a choice between 3 cars at the beginning, like they always do, and they're all pretty decent. So.
They make you choose between the Reliant Roblin, the fucking AMC Gremlin, and like some other piece
Peel.
of shit. The Peel. There you go.
I always choose the piece of shit car.
Some cool cars.
I enjoy racing the piece of shit cars in those games.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to have to start in like D tier races with like, I don't know, like an 84 Nissan Silvia something like that. Oh, that's actually the first car. One of the first cars you can get is a Nissan Silvia, and I chose that because it's the most mundane looking of the bunch. But then they also give you the other cars so that you can do the other events. Like one of them is like a Dodge Ram. That way you can do the cross country crap and stuff like that. But
cross country.
But yeah, it's a fun game so far. I like Dubs played it for a single night, and he already caught me story wise because I just spend so much time horsing around. And every week they recycle all the new events to get the points to get the special cars. And one of the special cars that you can get is that Mazda. What's it called? The Fury or whatever. It's that concept car that caught fire a couple years ago. I want that car bad. That car is gorgeous. So I'm focusing on that right now.
Yeah, what I'm basically doing is like that whole AI thing. Like when you finish a race, it just goes back to the menu screen. It's like, do you want to go to the next race? I'm like, yep. And that's all I do.
You just keep going. Yeah, you kind of get locked in. Yeah, you can hit B. You can hit B and just free roam. But I was doing the same thing for a while. I was like, oh, that looks fun. That looks fun. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I'm down for that. And then you just kind of race.
I just like buying cars and then looking at all the designs and stuff. So that's what I strive for.
That's fine. But yeah, I guess speaking of cars, I'll talk about some of the stuff I watched as well. On Sunday, I watched the last quarter or so of the Indy 500 just because I went over to my dad's to watch the Canadian Grand Prix, and he was watching that, and he kind of got me caught up. And then they red flagged it, and we were like, oh, damn it, we're not going to get to watch the end of this race before the Canadian Grand Prix starts. And then the Canadian Grand Prix had like goddamn 3 reconnaissance laps, and I was like, we should have kept watching the Indy 500. It wouldn't have mattered. It didn't start again. The Indy 500 had the closest finish that they've ever had in 110 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's actually like I watched the footage. The onboard footage of the winner's car is so thrilling. It's really cool. But yeah, so I watched some of the Indy 500, and then I watched all of the Canadian Grand Prix, which is the best F1 race of the year, just by a lot.
It's the best F1 race in a while.
Yeah. Like the first half of it was just the two Mercedes cars fighting, and it was super exciting. And then when George broke down, Max and Lewis were like, well, someone's gonna have to put on a show. So then they fought for the whole rest of the race, and it was fantastic.
There's always something going on.
And then that evening, when I was at home, I turned on my Amazon Fire Stick to like watch YouTube or fall asleep to whatever I was going to do. And Amazon had the streaming rights for the Coke 500 out of Charlotte. So I watched some of that.
Hell yeah.
Just to get the whole trifecta in one day. It was fine. Like NASCAR is NASCAR. I recently became aware. I watched a YouTube video from Imp Lemon about the structure of the postseason for NASCAR, and it is retarded. I hate it. But more than that, you know what I really hate is this concept of overtime. Do you know what I'm talking about, Zach?
No, this must be new.
In the last few years, they decided no NASCAR race can end under a yellow flag, which when you hear, that's a cool concept. But in practice, I hate it so much. So if a race is about to end and someone wrecks or something happens and there's a yellow flag, they cannot finish the race under yellow flag conditions. They have to race for at least 6 laps for there to be a finish. So they'll do overtime like 2 and 3 times sometimes. And every time they do, not only does it like mess with the way the results would have come out because everyone is now bunched up because that's the nature of yellow flag, but anyone who's watched racing knows you put a bunch of drivers who have already been driving for like a couple hours or more at this point, all bunched up with everything on the line. Guess what's going to happen under a restart? More accidents.
Yeah. Like you're going to literally get like 2 or 3 in a row. I mean, that just delays it indefinitely.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people don't like it, including me. And they were discussing it when I was watching, and then they red flagged it for rain anyway, so I went to sleep.
By the way, R.I.P. Kyle Busch.
Yeah, they did a big memorial thing during it for him too.
Yeah, rip.
Yeah, take your respiratory infection seriously, everyone. It's your PSA.
Dude, did you hear like he was racing and he like on the comms, he's like, "Is the doctor there?" and all that stuff. I need another shot. Like they were like feeding him shots during a race last week.
Yeah,
that
wouldn't take himself seriously. Pneumonia will kill you.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Even in this year. All right, and then the only other thing I watched is something that's really cringy and embarrassing, but I watched it anyway. I rewatched Kick-Assia.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What did you watch?
I'm the only one that got to that.
Kick-Assia, the Channel Awesome
crossover
movie.
It was that was the real crossover because the first time it's like they all just met up at that convention and just like did a fight.
Oh yeah, they just like fought
or
something. But yeah, this one is when they take over Molossia and Nevada.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, I liked it, and like I laughed once or twice. It was fine. It's kind of funny, I guess.
I mean, most people think those crossovers weren't really that funny. Like,
yeah, I mean, most of it wasn't, but every once in a while, there's a funny joke. They sneak in there a few times.
I still like the first one the best because it was the most not planned, and it was like, everybody's like, well, then we'll do this, and then I'll do this, and it was like more genuine than trying to be like, we're going to make a big production out of it and try to like do this thing.
Yeah, I remember liking Kick-Assia more than Suburban Nights, and I only watched To Boldly Flee like once. It's like fucking 6 hours or something, and it was the least funny of the 3 by a lot. So
I never mess with any of that stuff after Kick-Assia. Like when I watched that one, I was like, yeah, that was okay. It could have been better.
Suburban Nights is all right. It has some funny moments. Brad Jones is Indiana Jones, and that's my favorite part of it. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Because they're all supposed to be fantasy characters, and he turns up as Indiana Jones, and they're like, "That's not fantasy." He's like, "This is the best I could do."
Kind of fantasy. If you want to get technical, it is.
Yeah, exactly. I think he makes an argument for it. I haven't watched it in like a decade, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm gonna see myself watching Suburban Nights sometime in the near future, but I'm not in a hurry to do it. Like Kick-Assia, I watched thinking maybe it's better than I remember. Maybe it's worse than I remember. Nah, it's kind of like right about where I remembered it being. without the nostalgia of like, oh, Spoonie's gonna be Dr. Insano, that's hilarious. Oh, Linkar is doing Patton, that's hilarious. Like without that, it's kind of useless. So I think that's all I did though. Lots of racing stuff for me this week. Speaking of racing stuff, Zach, why don't you go next? I know you watched the Canadian Grand Prix.
I did racing stuff too. I watched some of the Indy 500 as well.
Ooh.
I didn't get to finish it. I watched more of the beginning of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I hope of course I didn't ruin the ending for you. I didn't tell you who won.
I know. It was Lindquist.
Right.
Yeah. And it's funny because that guy was like in the middle of the pack when the race started, I think.
Is he new?
Like, no, he's been there for a few years. He's not old, though.
In the last quarter of that race, the leader changed dramatically several times. Like, it was very, very exciting, I thought.
IndyCar is fun to watch because a lot can happen. One of the downsides of F1, in my opinion, is it feels like a race will settle in. And then, like, it just seems like it'll kind of stay that way for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And IndyCar, you don't get that. Part of that's because it's all equal machinery. There's no, like, bullshit where it's like, well, the Mercedes has the best car. It's like, no, they all have like the same kind of. It's almost like it's like NASCAR, but open wheel.
It's a spec series.
Yeah. But anyways, it was cool though. What I watched. I wish I could watch it more. It's just tougher to catch Indy because the distribution's weird. It's not like other things.
Most of it's on Fox Sports 1, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't have cable, so that's why I never get to watch it. I only watched it this time because I went over to my dad's and he was watching it.
I think Amazon has some kind of deal with them where you can like go back and watch races, but there's like a delay or something. I watched the Canadian Grand Prix. It was great. I didn't watch any of the other stuff. I didn't watch the No, I did watch the qualifying, I think. But that's not important. Whatever.
The sprint sucked. So
don't
worry. You didn't miss much.
I usually don't watch the sprints unless you tell me to. That's the only time I do it.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know when there's a good sprint. We're still waiting. Every once in a while, there's a sprint that's halfway decent. I don't like the sprint format.
I don't like it either. I wish they'd just not do that.
Yeah,
but
just have a good qualifying and have 3 practice sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Tryhards like me will watch all the practice sessions, and everyone will watch qualifying in the race.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about that race. A lot of retirements that time. There were 6 guys went out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what happened to Alonso. I guess his car just took a shit, basically.
Yeah, they told him to come to the pits, and then they retired the car. Like, it's just like Aston Martin is so nowhere, it's not even worth the commentators talking about it. Like, literally, Lance was having his home race, and I don't think they mentioned him more than once.
They're like, oh, Lance Stroll, hometown hero. They said one thing about him, and that was like,
it just sucks. Like, I don't like Lance is a turd, and I don't like him that much, but still, it's the guy's home race. Like, that sucks.
How come his car can't take a shit and Alonso can continue to race?
Why did George's car take a shit and Kimmy's didn't? Was it because Toto hit the switch? Was that why? Got so sick of his shit?
We saw him back there pushing the button on the thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what all those memes. He was showing Doreen Penn, and this is what I hit when I'm sick of George's shit. Bing!
Trying to think of who else retired. Oh yeah, Sergio Perez's fucking like front axle exploded.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I don't know, because like when it happened, it was like what? And they replayed it. And they were like, I don't know what happened. It looked like it just blew up. And yeah, apparently that's just what happened.
That's just how Cadillac makes F1 cars. Apparently,
and like it's funny because now it's, like the story got out. Sergio Perez wants an investigation for why his axle exploded. I'm like, I don't blame him.
He probably should. Yeah, he probably should have questions.
Who else retired? It was like
one of the Alpines, I think.
No, they both made it.
Did they? I don't remember.
I think it was one of the Haas's. And then I don't know. But yeah, there were 6. That's high. For a long time, not for a long time, I guess, but for a few years there, almost nobody retired ever. You might get 1 or 2.
Well, this is the beginning of a new era. This is the 50% whatever the stupid fin, whatever they're calling it. But yeah, we just got out of the ground effect era. Everyone had ground effect nailed down. Now they got a whole new car they got to fuck around with, and that's why reliability is at an all-time.
Reminds me of the olden days. You watch an old race, and you're like, yeah, goddamn, a quarter of the field's dead.
Like, I can't decide what I like more. Like, this is more dramatic, but also it just sucks. Like, there's a great fight going on, and then George's car just dies. Oh, okay.
That was karma. That was karma for him being.
That was a little bit karma for him being evil. Yes, it's true. But still, couldn't it have died in the last 10 laps or something? Like, man, they were really going at it. That was a good old time.
Yeah, that would have been better. Kimmy won. And then it was Max and Lewis. Lewis was second,
Lewis and
Max was
Max.
third. Yeah. Got that backwards, but that's cool too. Lewis being able to like do something again.
That's exciting. I told you this more than once. One of my favorite parts of the whole damn thing is the two of them having a conversation in the cool down room.
Yeah, that was great.
Like as much animosity as they have had over the years, it's just so much fun to just see the two of them just talk about the exciting race they just had. I don't know why. It's just nice.
I think some of that's perpetuated by like Drive to Survive shit and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're right. But still, like, you think about Abu Dhabi 2020, like, still, there had to be a little bit of like.
Oh, I'm sure there was pissed off
blood.
Yeah, at the time, but like, they've tried to like get him to restart that or some shit, like at those little press scrums they do, and they'll just like sit there and like laugh at it or something. It's like, haha, you guys aren't as clever as you think you are. What else did I watch? I watched some movies, sort of. I watched Squirm, but the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of Squirm.
Hell yeah.
And it was funny. It was really good. It's one of the better ones I've seen. Not that there are bad ones or anything. I want to. It's weird though because I kind of want to watch the original version of the movie because I have my aunt's staying with us. That's part of the reason why I've been busy. She's been here for like about a week now, and she's the one that wanted to watch this. And she was telling me it's like, oh, they cut some things out of the episode of the movie because of the format, which I guess I didn't really know that or thought about that much. But yeah, they do have to cut some scenes out of these movies, I guess, to make it fit the format. But there was a scene where it's like the guy, there's a guy who's like becomes the antagonist of the movie, and the monster in Squirms is worms, by the way, because electricity goes down and it's like power lines go down, the electricity goes into the ground and it electrocutes the worms in the ground and it makes them crazy.
That checks out. That's
movie
logic.
Electrocuted worms. Yeah.
So it makes
one of my favorite horror movies is Frogs. Like you don't have to over-explain this shit.
Oh, Frogs is amazing too.
Yeah, I love that.
But this is kind of like Frogs but worms.
Like, yeah, honestly, there were a lot of those in the 70s. It's kind of like Blake, but with Blake instead.
That's like
except monkeys, except dogs, except worms, except fucking lizards.
Yeah.
I watched Critters.
Yeah. But there's a part where the guy who becomes the bad guy in the movie, more or less, he comes out of like a giant pile of worms and he's like a big worm for a minute.
Oh, he's
and
a
then
mega
like
worm.
he just and then he just dissipates into the worms again. They're like, oh, they should have had that in there. Why did they cut that? She's like, I don't know. And then another thought I had, like, there's a mom who is like a creepy old Southern mother. It's like, I don't know what her deal is, but it's like she has fucking PTSD. Something's wrong with her. There's something wrong with her. There's a part in the movie where it's like their whole houses get taken over by worms. Like their house is being flooded by worms, literally. And she's in the living room knitting, and you don't see what happens to her, so it's just presumed that she was eaten by all the worms. I wanted there to be a scene of you like seeing her skeleton sitting in the chair with the knitting. I don't know why.
Well, for MST3K would be on cable, so I think sometimes they cut out some of the gruesome stuff or something.
But yeah, that's why I'm like, well, I gotta see the full movie now, just to see what all it was really like in the end. I watched a couple of Vincent Price movies, like sort of. I went in and out of them because I was doing other things at the time because I had to. It was adult bullshit. I got to do my laundry. I got to eat dinner and things. I watched Tomb of Ligeia, which is like it's based off an Edgar Allan Poe movie. Like he did a bunch of these movies that were based off Edgar Allan Poe stories. He had a run with Roger Corman where like they just adapted a bunch of those stories into movies with Vincent Price. And the other one was Mask of Red Death. And they were both cool. Mask of Red Death was a little crazier, though, I think. Christopher Lee was also in Mask of Red Death as Death.
Death.
That was neat. But then I played Terminator 2D No Fate because I'm self-terminating because of all this Terminator stuff. I got that game for Christmas, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. Now's the time because all this Terminator. It's pretty good. It's by Bitmap Bureau. They did some other games like Battle Axe and Xeno Crisis, which they famously released for Sega Genesis at the same time, the regular release.
I like the motorcycle scene. Or the
it's a lot better. It's a lot better than that bullshit they did on the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
It doesn't take much.
No, yeah, it's like half the premise of this game is like, what if there was a Terminator 2 game that was good? Because arguably there never really was one.
Nope.
Yeah.
Some people, they say that arcade game, but it's like, it's an arcade shooter though. That's not really like what.
Oh yeah, that game does rule, but
yeah, that's not the Terminator 2 experience.
You can play it on the SNES with the Super Scope.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yeah, it's platformer, 2D shooter, run and gun kind of game. I beat it. There's some more stuff to do. It's short. Like you can like do some branching paths in the story mode kind of thing, getting back into that shit. If I have any complaints about it, the shortness for the price point is kind of rough, honestly. Like you're selling a full price game and it's like you can beat it in like a couple hours. It's kind of like not good.
Yeah, it's a short game.
It's been out for a while. Maybe it'll get on sale.
Yeah, if it goes on sale, I would recommend picking it up. And one thing I was surprised by was there's only one section where you play as the T-800, and I thought that was bullshit, honestly. Like I was like, now, especially after you figure out his gameplay is a little different from the others because it's like, well, how do you die as the T-800? That's impossible, right? And they figure it out by having T-800 doesn't have life. What happens is when you get hit as the T-800, the timer goes down.
Oh.
So it's like, that makes more sense. It's like, oh, he's getting delayed. You're fucking up his mission. He fails because he got held up in traffic or something. But I was like, well, this is plus it was cool to just punch people and have them like fly away from you. You throw people across the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I can't wait to play as him again. That moment never came. I was like, what the fuck? Why did they do all this? Think of all these different gameplay designs with T-800. You only play as him once.
Maybe they just thought like what you just said, like he's so powerful, and they just didn't want to do like the time thing a lot. I don't know.
I think they fucked up. To me, I like it when games have like sections where you can just kind of like blow off steam, and that's what I feel like his sections would be because you just fucking mow people down or beat the shit out of people. Unless you suck and you get punished for sucking by being late. I think this is just like, wishing and stuff, but I think the correct way to do this game, and you could have made everybody happy, like, because there was not just me, a lot of people said this game was too short. They should have done some of Terminator 1 combined with this. Do like the Terminator duology, No Fate, whatever the fuck.
DLC.
Yeah, DLC. We'll play Kyle Reese, do some Kyle Reese shit too, and then mix that in there. Add in the T-800 levels I was complaining that don't exist. There you go. You got a full game. It is good though. I do recommend it. Just probably only on sale. And that's it.
You got to pick.
Chance.
Cool. All right. I did a couple things. I'll talk about where I've been first, and then I'll come around to what I've played and watched. I went to Disney World. Woo! Happiest place on earth, so they say.
How many times has that made it now?
Oh, I don't know. I've lost count. Like 8 or 9 times, probably more. Yeah, my wife's a Disney nut, so we go a lot. Anyway, I had fun. I actually went with Andy's sister. Yeah, so we stayed at
her
Andy's
whole family.
Yeah, her whole family. Yeah, not just her. It wasn't just me and her. It was my family and because my wife.
I knew Chaz was going to go with his family, and then while they were there, I found out that my sister and her family were there as well. And I was like, it seems like something I should have learned from her, not somewhere else, but okay, whatever. Yeah, I talk to my sister every week, I swear to God.
What's really funny about that is I know the story he's talking about, and he hasn't told me this yet, because the person who told him was my wife's sister.
What?
It's a small world.
Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, we had fun, though. We had a blast. I finally got to ride the Guardians ride that's there in Epcot.
Did you cry?
I did not cry, but it was awesome, and I got to ride
Are
it
you
twice.
supposed to?
I don't know. The Guardian movie makes you cry. The last one did.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was fine. The Guardians ride's really fun. It's really cool. And because of rider swap, whenever kids can't go on rides, you get to do that. That's a fun thing. So I got to ride it twice in a row. That's kick ass. And then I rode Tron.
Did you throw up?
Tron was fucking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. If you could just imagine being put in a position of we're gonna put you in a the motorcycle position, and we're just gonna in like a light cycle, and we're just gonna launch you super fucking fast.
I want to do that so bad.
It's so fucking cool.
I like the Tron movie so much.
Yeah, and the aesthetic's cool. The techno's playing and blaring. It's a cool ride. It's my favorite ride of any of the parks I've went to now. So
wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, we had a good time. I ate some great food. Relaxed, very small amount because.
What countries did you go to?
We went to all the countries. We did the whole tour with Epcot.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah, we did all the good stuff. The only place we didn't go was Animal Kingdom because
I so desperately want to go back to Epcot Center with like friends or something. Because the only time I've ever been there, I was with my father, and it was when my sister was getting married, and it was clear, man, I could have an awesome day here. But I was kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say babysitting my father, but yeah, babysitting my father all day. So I didn't really.
One day we'll do the Big Trouble Goes Around Epcot because I got married,
go do the liquor tour.
Well, the day after our vow renewal a couple years ago, we did the thing, and Pat and Danny, two of our mutual friends, were there with me, and I thought, and my brother was there, and we decided to do that. And the drinking part was a lot of fun. We got stupid drunk, and then we got to America. And I got to experience the turkey leg really drunk. That was like my second.
I did do that. I did do that part.
That was great. But what sucked is that's the year the Guardians ride came out, and I had gotten like the tickets for us to go. You had to get in the queue and do all that stuff. And come to find out, Pat and Danny terrified of rides. They won't ride anything.
What?
So yeah, they don't like.
Yeah, I don't ride anything either.
What?
Yeah, so
what?
And that's fine if you don't want to ride it, but I didn't know ahead of time, so it kind of killed my whole thing of
I'll go on every ride 3 times with you, brother. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
What kind of ride is it exactly? You have to explain the kid because I am one of those people. I don't like roller coasters. That's my thing.
It's like a dark room thing, right? Like
it's an in the dark roller coaster.
But it doesn't do any crazy bullshit, right? Like doesn't.
No, you don't go upside down. None of that shit. No.
It's basically it's just Space Mountain, right?
It's literally just Space Mountain with like a Guardian theme, and it's spinning around. It's not as jerky as Space Mountain either. It's pretty smooth.
That's what I don't like about roller coasters. I don't like going upside down, doing loops and shit. That shit freaks me out.
Yeah, I've only ever done that once, and I can still remember it. I went to Carowinds, and this is when the Borg Assimilator was a thing there. What's really funny is I didn't know what the Borg Assimilator meant. I had no idea what that reference was, but I remember sitting on it as the girl I was dating at the time in high school. She and I ride it together. We waited in line like an hour and a half. They get us sit in this thing, and then it flips over, and it starts to go backwards. And I'm like, wait, why are we going backwards? And then it flips you over, and I'm like, ah!
Couldn't do that.
You guys don't like that stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So none of you do.
Oh, no, I loved it. It just it caught me off guard. And the guy next to me is like probably like 250 pounds. Again, I'm a scrawny teenager. This jack guy with a big beard and a bunch of tattoos, crying like a little girl. Hilarious.
Yeah.
I always like those. I've been to like Busch Gardens and Kings Island and stuff. I love that stuff.
Oh, bro, yeah, we'll have to go to Cedar Point sometime. We'll just
that'd be good.
Yeah.
I've
never been. I've always wanted to go.
I've never been to Cedar Point either.
I just don't like not being in control. That's the only thing I don't like. Is just like it's taking me, and I was like, I don't like it.
Listen, if the roller coaster breaks free and we die a fiery death, that's just sweet release. That's the icing, like the cake right there.
And you'll be part of a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be famous. It's perfect. Yeah.
And plus, I'm a big boy, and I don't know. I'm afraid to have a heart attack on a roller coaster.
You should be afraid to have a heart attack anyway. You should become a buff health boy.
Yeah.
I
want to hold on. Did I just see smoke come out of your mouth?
He's vaping.
Yeah, I'm vaping.
Did you literally just say I'm afraid of having a heart attack and then take a hit of vape?
Well, let me put it this way.
Mister. I have crack marks, but I'm afraid of the heart attack.
Hold on, Doc talk here. Hold on, Doc talk here. Hey, I'm not doing loopy loops and fucking like going crazy and adrenaline and all that stuff. Vaping, I just go.
No,
That's
instead of the 0.0001% chance of you dying on it, you're like, no, I'll take the guaranteed but slow death.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's better
fine.
than just dying in 1%.
He's in control. He told you it's about control.
It is control. Okay, that's fair. It's fair.
Mm.
I also bragging on you. It's funny though. Anyway, yeah, Disney was great, and then so I attended the Full Grip Chaos Rising 6K weekend. Now, here's the funny story with that. My original plan was I was going to drive from Florida to South Carolina, stay the night. The next day, drive the rest of it, and then get to Akron that night, and then not play in the Saturday tournament. And then I was going to cast the Sunday tournament. Well,
you got time to compete.
Well, my wife was sick and decided I don't want to stay in a hotel Friday. I want to get in my bed and be comfy. And I said, "Don't worry, honey, I got you." So we legged it from Orlando all the way back to West Virginia, 15-hour drive. It's great.
Yeah.
Got home at 1 a.m. While driving, was like, you know what? I wonder if there's any tickets left. And I looked, and sure enough, there was a standard ticket. So I said, you know what? Let's go. So I got home, packed all my stuff. Went to bed,
left your sick wife to go.
Yeah. She was fine. she had a cold.
No one's coming off very well in this episode.
Listen, she had a cold. I ordered all the food to have delivered to the house. I actually called and pulled strings to have medicine delivered so she could start meds to help her feel better. There's literally nothing I could do other than like appease the kid, but I was like, well, I gotta go anyway. Like, I'm gonna have to still leave on the same day, but this way I'm getting her home where she needs to be, so it was fine. So I got like 3 hours of sleep, built my deck that night, drove up early in the morning, and actually had a pretty decent start, and then kind of pooped the bed in the last 2 rounds. But yeah, up to that point, I was X1. I was literally winning in to make top 8 in the event, and then I lost my last 2 rounds, but had a good time. My junior, Luke Giffen, who's like the local in the area that like travels everywhere, he actually got 3rd place in the event. And this is not an event that's separated by age, so he beat a bunch of adults and made a lot of people very salty. It was wonderful.
Wait, yeah. So it was the Chaos Rising, like, was it a draft or was it
standard?
Okay, just standard.
So what they do is on the weekend, normally with Pokemon, it takes 2 weeks after a set releases for the cards to be legal. But it's an unsanctioned event from the Pokemon Company, so they allow for the new cards to be used. So it's kind of like the very first tournament officially that happens that allows the new cards.
The first big one, anyway.
Exactly. So
this counts as stats for you guys?
No, right?
No.
So it's like its own thing, and especially the Gym Leader Challenge. Gym Leader Challenges is like a separate format. Like, they support it, but like they're like, as far as like competing for like nationals and worlds, like GLC has no bearing on that. It's just its own thing. But yeah, the standard event, it was a cool event. Got to see a lot of familiar faces and hang out with people. And then the next day, casted the event. I think you guys got to tune in a little bit on that. The GLC event casting was really cool. I had a great time there. Hung out with Andrew and a lot of other guys that, again,
my favorite
you there.
My favorite part is when you guys were yelling at the people to get away from the camera. They're like, move.
Yeah,
I guess it's something else I watched too. I watched that for like, I don't know, probably at least an hour, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had some fun for learning how to move the camera, and for some reason, in front of that one camera, when we were looking at alternate games, for some reason, people would stand right there. So we'd have to text down and have them move that person, or it was pretty funny. But yeah, we had a great time doing it though. And I mean, again, like, he took good care of me too. Like, it's not like I just came up there and did that. Like, he paid me, and it's like the whole goal of going up there anyways.
It's gonna be a steady gig now. You're heading back up there pretty often.
I mean, my plan is to always be at those events, and I'm either going to compete or cast. And I told him in the future,
sounds like both.
I'm down to cast, at least one a year. I mean, I want to compete, right? Like, I still want to be a part of that. But yeah, I'm down to relieve him of that if he's able to play. So I think that'll be something in the future we do.
Chaz is the Larry Zabisco of fucking Pokemon.
I was
still
going to say
the water
Roddy Piper.
champion. Like that's what I
cool
look at.
shirt too.
Yeah, I'm still the water guy. And honestly, I've kind of already told him, I was like, man, the other guy that played like absolute like Paul, he's like a Pokemon Hall of Famer. He's like had such a good run playing on the scene in like the national stage for a standard, and like still obviously understands GLC, but I don't know. There's like I saw his deck and how he played it, and I'm thinking, man, there's like I could have done that and I would have won this tournament. So it made me think like maybe I just need to run back the old water hydro pump deck again, because people like get so far with it and then kind of fumble, and it's like I could show them how to do this. So I don't know. Good calling it now. I think I'm gonna play hydro pump at the next event and just show everybody what's up.
So you're just playing just standard now, as well as gym leader.
I sure am. Yeah, well, part of it was like training, like it's reps for
I
national.
feel like at some point you told us you weren't going to do that.
Well, I wasn't when I was playing Workana too.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I've sold out of Workana completely, and it's like, well, I got the standard stuff. I can play a little bit, but my wife is already aware of it, and she's like, yeah, you got to cut that shit out. So, also. A separate life event that I'm dealing with. My daughter is like, we're actively awaiting to hear if she made the gymnastics team. Like that's gonna basically just put a nail in the coffin on anything.
Can she not make the gymnastics team?
I mean, it's a competitive team. Yeah, she definitely could not. One of her friends that she's been doing private lessons with did not make the team. So yeah, it's possible. Yeah, she tried out today. So.
I guess for some reason I thought at her age, just it was all inclusive kind of stuff.
Oh no, they'll make the 4-year-olds cry. They don't give a fuck.
Huh.
Yeah,
that's how
like,
you.
Nah,
I thought America was all participation trophies and
not here.
And soft nonsense now.
They're like,
man.
yeah, can you do a handstand, Tubby? Nope, get out of here. They don't care.
Bye.
Yeah, they're mean. But she's actually pretty good. Like I've watched her practice a couple times. Like she can be on a balance beam and like do a handstand to then dismount off of it, which is kind of wild.
Some of the stories you told us about her make me think that she has her father's competitive slant. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Funny enough, I think like part of it's there when she's having fun, but when it actually gets to like the pressure, like pressure breaks her. She turns into a baby. I got to work on this. I'm gonna whip her into shape.
You need to break her.
Work on this child.
Yeah, make her lose a bunch in private. It's like you see, just get over it.
You need to be the Harley race.
Yeah, Harley. You need to Harley race her. That's what you gotta do.
I gotta break her. She's gotta have the edge. That's what we gotta figure out. She gotta get the fierceness and be like, nah, I'm gonna ruin that person's life.
You need to be a monster.
But so aside from card nonsense, we actually played some Rock Band when we got back. I had a little day off. Yeah, I got to try that out. I hadn't tried it since I moved, but it all works for the most part. I mean, I honestly need to get a new drum set. I need to find or buy a new one because it is worn the fuck out. Like
that's why the last time I had the Rock Band itch, I had to play Rock Band 3 because I have that expensive ass like drum set for the 360. That thing's like resilient as hell, but I don't know how to get it working on the new stuff. I think if I bought Rock Band 4 on my Xbox Series X, I could get it going, but then I got to rebuy all my DLC.
Oh, dude, the DLC nonsense is awful. Yeah, good luck with that. Like trying to even like pull it all down, but yeah, Rock Band's fun. I just think I need to get different instruments, and I think like a third party released new instruments or
there's some out there. Yeah.
So I need to look into that and see what I can do about it. But the other thing I did is DS9. I am churning through some more DS9. So I have finished season 5, and I'm halfway. I just finished the episode about Morn, which I thought was a hilarious episode.
That episode is one of the best, like, comedic episodes.
Yeah, really funny episode about Morn. And that episode is actually sandwiched between the 2 episodes you chose. It's sandwiched between Waltz and.
I should choose all 3 then, because that episode's fun.
The episode where he goes back and he's a writer. I can't remember the name of it, but what is it?
No.
The Pale Moonlight's the one where he.
Yeah, no, that's the one where he
he's
gets
a badass.
the Romulan killed.
No, it's like Beyond the Stars or something like that.
Yeah, Beyond the Stars. That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, I have watched. I have not rewatched Beyond the Stars yet. I have rewatched Waltz. That hit different. Very good. So it's really funny. the season 5 cliffhanger, and then like the first like several episodes leading in, where like the Dominions just casually like ruling DS9, and they're off of it and trying to figure it out. Like at first, it felt like it was dragging a little bit, and then things really picked up. So I liked it.
I get the impression they wanted to explore that as much as they could before they reset the status quo again.
Yeah, and that's what more or less happened, because they had like that 2-parter. It's like 6 episodes. They finally got it back in place, and then all the crazy stuff went down.
Have you seen? It's either in the last season or the next last season. I'm not sure. Little Green Men. Have you seen that episode yet?
Yeah. Little Green Men was actually in season 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I almost chose that one too to watch.
Little Green Man was very funny.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I love the Ferengi episodes. They're the best ones.
Oh no, they are. Yeah, Ferengi episodes are just great. I just watched the episode, The Magnificent Ferengi, where he forms the team to rescue Moogie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that episode.
Yeah, that's a good episode, because all of the Ferengi like just don't trust each other or hate each other, and I audibly laughed out loud in clinic whenever they finally like came to this negotiation to trade the Vorta for Moogie, and they were going back and say, "Oh, we got a deal. Oh, you've done it, Clarke. You're a genius." And then someone accidentally says how much money they're actually getting paid to save Moogie, and they get in a fight, and then they end up shooting the Vorta and killing it. And I was like, "That's exactly what a Ferengi would do. Like they'd argue and then put themselves in this predicament." I thought it was very funny. I enjoyed it. And then like I said, the morning episode was really good. That was the one I actually finished it right before we got on air. So I'm still thoroughly enjoying the show, and I've got about a season and a half left, so I've gotten through most of it. I'm very curious to see how they're going to handle the rest of the Dominion situation, and I'm assuming something else is going to come up regarding the Maquis, because the Maquis have effectively not been discussed or talked about, and I'm assuming there's something else that involves them later on. But
I think they're just dead.
Well, yeah, they hadn't like announced anything directly that they had just like all been exterminated or anything. Like
okay.
they captured.
Maybe you're still waiting on something, because you've seen the episode of Voyager that kind of spoils that they die.
Right, but I kind of assumed that something later happens and all the Maquis get caught. But I had the episode where he caught I can't remember his name now. The guy that was serving security, that was actually like the leader of the Maquis. That was like,
and you've seen, so Gul Dukat was a renegade, and then he was a bad guy again, and they caught him, because you've been to Waltz.
Yeah. So
okay.
Between that, there was the episode where Cisco makes a deal with him to I can't remember what the premise was, but they were making a deal to stop the Maquis. He was going to use that. Oh, that's right. The Maquis was going to do something crazy and trigger a war that was going to effectively like nuke the quadrant, right? Like it was going to cause. So in order to stop it, he talked the other guy into coming with him. And it turned out that was actually a whole bullshit thing. It was a bullshit threat. They weren't ever going to actually cause any suicide mission. It was just for him to find his other people and save them, because he's trying to find his wife. And then he ended up getting killed.
That vaguely sounds familiar.
But like like they saved several Maquis in that spot, but a bunch of the colonies had been attacked. But they've not like outright said, "Oh yeah, the Maquis have been exterminated." It's like nothing.
Okay,
like that
so yeah, you're right then. I guess you are still waiting. I thought it happened sooner, but I guess not.
Yeah, I kind of figured it's either at the end of this season or very close to the beginning of 7, because like my understanding is Voyager's just like a couple seasons off from when DS9 starts, right?
Yeah.
So it would make sense. That episode we watched was like
I think at the point you're at in DS9, I think Voyager has begun. Because when Voyager starts, the Dominion War has not begun, I think.
Yeah. That would check out, and it would make sense because the Maquis stuff was like the big like entanglement at the time.
Before the Dominion and the Maquis were the main baddies, that and the Cardassians, I guess.
So I would expect really soon it's going to come up. I just didn't know if it tied into the Dominion War or not, like how that was involved.
I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. Well, you'll see. Just keep watching.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. Dubs, hit us up. What you got? Close us out.
Okay, well, I already talked
about
before.
Oh, never mind.
I'm not muted. I'm here, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you now.
yeah. Sorry about that. I think it was delayed on my end.
Okay. I already talked about Forza. I watched Invincible. First couple of episodes. Yeah, I like it. It's good. J.K. Simmons is also in that as well, so I'm kind of like digging it. As
You know what I like a lot about that show is they get you hooked right on the first episode. You watch it and you think you're like, oh, this is pretty tame, and then that ending is like, what the fuck? Oh no!
Every episode, I'm kind of like, what the fuck is happening? Because like everything changes, and you're just like, Omni's being very sus. What are these like green aliens that keep on like adapting to the time or whatever, or not the time, but they age really fast in Earth, so they like adapted to that. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool because like you know me, I have a reputation of being like animated shit I'm just not really into, and I'm just like, this is right down my alley. It's very adult oriented, so I'm digging it so far.
Good, glad you like it. Yeah, it's some violent shit, that's for sure.
I'm kind of putting it at a pause because I want to read the comic first, because I'm gonna get like those big.
You just bought $130 worth of Akira.
Listen, I could read really. Yeah, I need more.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Hey, did you watch The Boys? Did anybody watch The Boys?
Nah. I watched season 1, and then I was just like, I fell off. No, it's not too edgy. I just fell off because it's just like, I think that's when I started getting like superhero fatigue, where I was just like, I'm tired of superhero shit, and I'm just gonna move on. But I will return to it. I will return to it, but I also heard the ending. Everybody, even people that are like diehard Boys fans, were just like,
don't talk about it.
I'm not.
I watched everything with the last season, so I've been trying to keep spoiler free.
I think I've seen some memes that spoiled it, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I watched somebody stream Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was thinking about getting the definitive edition of the trilogy for PS5, but I chose to get it for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I've been
playing. Yeah, I've been playing around with it, and it runs really well on Nintendo Switch too. I heard it had problems for the first Nintendo because it was like under 30 frames per second, which I'm not like a big thing about, but you can clearly see the stutter in it. But this one's like a constant 30, so it's good. I'm enjoying playing Grand Theft Auto 3. Man, the nostalgia in that game is fucking crazy. I can't wait to get into Vice City because that's my favorite Grand Theft Auto.
Vice City.
And I'm gearing up for GTA 6 because it's going to be in Vice City. So I'm going to speak a little Mets, but I'm kind of numb at this point, so I'm not angry anymore. I'm just like tired of it. I reported the Mets YouTube channel for hateful speech for their press conferences that they've been doing because they've been saying stupid shit where they were just like, oh, we have a good team. Stop saying that. You don't have a good team when you suck. Stop it.
You're not good when you suck.
Yeah. And then I bullied a Mets creator for saying, that this team sucks ass. Because every time he would come out with a video, he's like, oh boy, we're bringing up this prospect. It might change for the good. I'm like, spoiler alert, they're going to suck and nothing's going to happen. So just say that they suck and they suck ass and stop bullshitting me at this point. And then literally the next day, he talked about how the Mets season is over. And I was like, oh man, I think I bullied that guy. And then
you made him see the light.
Yeah. Today, MLB flirted around with a salary cap, and all the people are fucking losing their minds, including Mets creators, being like, "This is gonna destroy baseball." I'm like, no, it's not gonna destroy baseball. It's just gonna mean that the Yankees and the Mets, the people that have high payrolls, are not gonna be able to do that anymore. That means the battlefield is gonna be even. So this might actually help out the Reds or the Marlins or the Brewers and all that stuff. So I am for that.
I wonder how the Players Association will take it.
They hate it because they want the
Yeah,
money.
I know.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna have a lockout next season, so it's probably gonna be a really long lockout.
Mm.
But the Reds beat the shit out of the Mets 2 out of 3. The only Mets win that we had, our closer fucking had the bases loaded, and we almost lost a game. So I was just like, shitty win. We won, but it was shitty. Shitty closer. And the owner should sell the franchise or shut down the franchise. I'm for shutting down the franchise.
They're not gonna do that.
They should, because it's a fucking shitty ass franchise. You guys just don't understand. Like the words that they chose, like when they made the playoffs 2 years ago and made it to the championship series. I remember the owner in the clubhouse when we advanced to the next one and they're doing the champagne thing. He's like, we're trying to get the stigma of the Mets fucking stupidity out of so we could help our fans cherish the team more. And from that point on, they just been doing stupid moves after stupid moves, and I really fucking hate it. But at this point, I'm really numb to it, and I do apologize that I keep on repeating every week. So you probably guys are not going to be hearing about Mets stuff, and I really do promise that, because nothing is really changing until they fire this stupid-ass David Stearns and this stupid-ass Carlos Mendoza, who's our manager. Until that happens, this team will lose forever. Forever. But at this point, I'm trying to think what else that I'm playing. NHL. I dislocated my shoulder from fist pumping too hard. Because this guy was like trolling me and he kept on sending messages saying like you suck, and then I tied the game and then I won in overtime and then I just really hard and then my shoulder popped and I had to put it back in. I'm used to it because of hockey. But that's all I've done. And wrestling is modern wrestling is stupid. That's all I gotta say.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're done, then we're gonna wrap it up. Make sure everyone follows us, not only here on YouTube, but on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else. Anywhere that you get podcasts, you're probably gonna find us there. So make sure you comment and like and subscribe and follow and share and all that stuff. And of course, also, if you like card crap, you can follow me on Big Trouble Rips. I'm opening Chaos Rising and Phantom Aria right now and some other random stuff, but usually it's mostly just those two things at the moment. And if you like cards competitively, go follow Chaz and his companions at Turbo Blaze. And of course, if you like horror gaming, Lost in Nightmares, that's Dubs and Zach. And of course, if you like wrestling, of course, you can also follow Getting Some Color. Zach, give me the elevator pitch for Getting Some Color.
Getting Some Color is two guys who grew up during the Monday Night Wars, revisiting that period of time in wrestling of the Monday Night Wars, but in detail, because as far as I can tell, nobody really does it in detail like we do.
Everyone likes to use like a big broad brush. They're like, the Monday Night Wars. Do you remember them? They were sweet. And then they just kind of.
Do you remember when Stone Cold beat Shawn Michaels? Do you remember Starrcade 97? Like all that stuff. Like we're doing all of it. We started from 1993, reviewing every TV and event we could watch.
Right now we're doing ECW Rewind.
Yeah, we had when WWE changed all their like content distribution shit, they took down all the stuff we had easy access to. And ECW is one of the things we lost access to. ECW is not really part of the Monday Night War, but we include them because they were like in the background.
That's always what I've been the most curious about, because I know the least about it. Like I want to watch ECW stuff more than anything, just because
don't watch early stuff.
So bizarre.
Yeah, don't watch anything before 95. That would be my recommendation. But I found an archive in another thing to where we could watch most of the stuff that's gone missing that we needed to watch. So we're going to play some ECW catch up after we just finished doing King of the Ring 96. That was
Well,
the
if that
last
sounds entertaining to you as it does to me, make sure you go check out Get Some Color. And of course, come back here next week because we're going to be discussing one final Terminator movie. It's the last one they'll ever make. And so we're going to watch Terminator Dark Fate, and then we're going to rank them all. So make sure you watch that and catch us here same time next week. Thanks for listening.
Later.
Peace.